Hi, my name is Aaron Porter, and recently one of my students asked me how to remove a figure from one photograph and place them in another. There are many different ways you can do that, but one important aspect of that is selecting the hair properly so that it fits into the background, properly. And right now, I'm going to show how to use the Refine Edge tool. Okay, so first I'm going to select my refine edge tool. Okay, I'm gonna hit the I'm gonna reduce this window size so I can get everything in here by hitting the tab command option to get the a negative magnify tool. Anyway, I'm gonna click on the quick selection tool and just select the out. Whoops, I'm on the background layer. That's a mistake. It's selecting everything. That's because the background layer is selected. I'm going to deselect, command D to deselect, and click on the appropriate layer, hair guy. And now I'm going to select, quick select this background area. What I actually want to select is the figure, but it's a lot easier to just select the background area, and then invert the selection. Okay, and I can, what I'm doing here is the quick selection tool has a plus and a minus, and if I hit the option key I get the minus tool, and I can erase things where they've gone too far. I'm going to zoom in again, hitting the tab command key to zoom in. I'll hold the space bar, to get the zoom in I'm going to hit the space command, the space and command to zoom in, and the space command option to zoom out. Okay, now I'm in, but my brush is too large. So next to the P key on your keyboard, you'll see the bracket. There's right and left bracket keys, and you can expand and contract the size of your brush by using the right and left keys. So I'm going to make it smaller by hitting the left bracket key, maybe a little smaller, just inch in there. Okay, now I'm going to hit the, again, I'm going to stop saying this now, but space, command, and option key to zoom out. Okay, and then the space bar to get the hand tool, or you can just hit command H. Okay, so now I have this area selected. I'm going to invert that, so select inverse, and now the figure is selected. So you see, if I pull it, if I drag, I will get the figure. I'm going to undo that, command Z. And what I do to get the scissors to pull it off, I just hit the command key and I get the scissors so I can show you that it's cutting a hole into the image. Okay, now from here I'm going to go to the refine edge tool. Okay, and it's, unfortunately, it's already, I'm gonna cancel, I'm gonna remember that and hit cancel. Let's see if this goes back. Okay, because I have remember selections in this, I don't want to remember those. I'm gonna hit OK. Undo. Now let's try this quick selection. Okay, so now if I get on my refine edge tool, it didn't remember the last selections, but in case I make a mistake and I want to cancel out, I am going to hit it now, but I just wanted it to cancel out all of these, the settings. Okay, so one of the first things I'm going to do is show you this view box. I like to use this overlay tool a lot because it's translucent and you can see it's sort of like over here the quick mask tool. It gives you that same kind of view. You can get the marching ants, as you can see, the little dotted lines going around the figure showing it selected, or you can show the image on black, on white. You can show it in black and white. You can show it on layers, which actually shows the layers below, what they actually look like. And you can get reveal layer. Since the background was originally white, you can't really, no, this is showing the original. So okay, I'm going to just cancel out, and I'm going to put it on back to my overlay. Okay, and the power of this tool is in the edge detection. Okay, so right now and when it say edge detection, it detects what the edges are, and it calculates what you have selected and eliminates what you don't, or masks out what you don't want. So I'm going to click on show radius. Okay, actually if I was on a different view, because see, everything just went red, but if I was on a different view, say the white view, when I select radius, everything goes white. And the reason that it's happening is because if you look here in the smart radius, in the radius, in the edge detection box, the radius box, no pixels are selected. So when I click on that and start to drag it up and select pixels, you'll see the line, and that is the radius. And the radius is actually the area that you want in your photograph for the edge detection to affect. Okay, so I'm gonna stop right here because there's a lot of hair, so I'm gonna stop it at 84 pixels. Okay, and then from here you can affect that. It make different effects on this. I am going to I'm just gonna play with these a little bit and see what we get here. Hang on, I don't like that view. Let's try this on overlay. My overlay isn't I'm not getting all this hair, so this allows you to manually add to the radius and erase from the radius. So I'm going to just add to the radius here using, because you see it's positive, so I'm going to, and that's going to affect all of this area in here. I'm just going to hit that real quick, and I'm going to shrink the tool using the left bracket key. Okay. Okay, now if you go too far and you make a little mistake, like you can see, oh, I went in here, it's too hard, just click on here to get the eraser tool and you can add that back. Okay, so it won't, the quick selection, the edge detection will not affect this area. So you're actually painting in, but at the same time you're telling it not to affect this area. So that's why it's an eraser as opposed to, a brush. Okay. Okay, that looks good to me. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in here. Again, I'm going to hit the space command to zoom in. And I'm going to see what this looks like on the reveal layer. Okay, so on the because reveal shows the background. Reveal shows what it looks like, with the background, with this area cut out. And since I have this sky under here, you can see the area there. So I'm going to zoom out, and you can see how it's affecting the that's not what I meant to do. How that is affecting the hair. It's cutting the area out. I'm going to go back to, well, I think I need to erase that. Let's see, I can never remember this. Yeah, okay. So if I erase just in there, that'll get that out. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to, I'm still getting these edges on the hair. So if I click on them and I just paint on top of them a little more using the plus, the edge detection brush, it should help to clean those up a bit. Okay. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to zoom in so you can see this. And I'm going to zoom in so you can see this, and the edge and the shift edge will make it expands the edge selection. So you see how you get this white. I think one of my students was working on a piece, and he said he liked the way this looked. Which you really did on the background, because it enhanced the look. So he left it like this. But most people will want to shift that edge down. Okay, so you can see how that goes down, and you start to lose some of that white. But let's see, I'm gonna bump up the contrast a little, but then you just gotta watch what's happening. I mean, every piece will be a little different. Okay, so I'm just gonna shift down as little as I can. Okay, that's about where I think I can get it. Let's see what the contrast does here. Contrast is sharpening things up, but it's not really doing anything for me. Feather will just soften everything. A lot of times that feathering an object can be helpful, but for me, I want it all gone, so it's not going to do much for me. And as you can see, smoothing adds it smooths out the masking, and I don't like that effect. Sometimes you may want that effect. Okay, so I think I'm going to leave no smoothing, no feathering. I'm going to leave contrast at 44%. And one problem that you may have is, like, sometimes you'll hit OK and the hair. I'm gonna shift the edge down just a little bit, and you'll see what happens. And I'm gonna hit remember settings, because you can't come back to it. At least I have trouble getting back to it. Okay, so that's not what I meant to do. Okay, now I want to click on new layer mask. Okay, so now you got rid of all the hair, but it looks a little thin, so I'm going to undo that and go, and again it remembers my selection, so I'm going to shift the edge up, and see, now I'm starting to get a little more white but in here, but that should help the hair to become a lot thicker. Okay, see how his hair, it's a lot thicker, but if I do the shift edge, if I shift it down too much, see how his hair gets really thin. And you can still have it look realistic with his hair being this thin, but just looks like he had a haircut or something. So anyway, I'm going to go back, and again, I have the remember settings, so that's why I can come back, and I'm going to bump up that till I get the white edges here, and I'm going to zoom in so you can see what's happening here. Okay, so I'm going to knock it down as much as I can, but I want that hair to remain thick. And decontaminate colors, when you click on this, it actually, there we go, it removes color fringe from the image. So hopefully when I click on this, a lot of that white area will disappear. And we can adjust this to see how much, see as how the white area is, the more I kick this up, the more the white is disappearing. Okay, I'm going to zoom out here a little bit, see what we got. On a little, okay. And I'm going to, in here, it's a new layer with layer mask. I put it here so it'll make a new layer with a layer mask, and that way it will save the original image. I won't lose that. I'm still concerned about, there we go. Once I hit the decontamination, I do a little contrast, and that seems to be helping a little bit. Okay, now I'm going to hit OK here, and as you can see, he's silhouetted against the background, but I'm not happy with that. So I'm going to undo again, and it should remember my settings. I'm going to try bumping up the contrast a bit, see what we get. Now drop the contrast. There we go. Now you're talking. Okay, I dropped the contrast there, and that seems to be getting me a lot more realistic effect. I'm going to hit OK. There you go. He looks perfect there. And that is how you can use the refine mask tool to silhouette hair.